Hello guys, what's up? This is Tudagamon. Welcome to another one of my benchmark videos. In this video I'm going to benchmark Assassin's Creed Syndicate on a single Radeon 7950. This is a digital recording as always, which is done on an external recorder. So what you will see in this video will be pure performance. There is no software recording involved. That's why the system is idling perfectly. I'm using a Q9550 which runs at 4 GHz. There we are. It has 8 GB of memory and the graphics card is a single Radeon 7950 Gigabyte WindForce 3 latest catalyst running at 1.1 GHz. For this video I'm going to use fraps, of course, to record frame rate performance in my gaming sessions. So let me launch the game. Okay, let's see the settings. As always, I'm using 1080p resolution and the graphics settings have come from the ultra high preset, but I have reduced these three settings. They are performance killers and they are absolutely stupid in my opinion. So these are the settings I'm going to use. It is a reduced ultra high setting and that's it. So let me load my benchmark location and see how the game performs. The game has loaded. I'm starting the benchmark.
No, he can't. So do as you...
piece of Eden.
Increase the electricity.
But it'll become unstable, sir.
You heard what Miss Thorne said. We need results now.
It is time to lay down your head, Sir David Brewster.
But I have so much more to discover.
Do not be afraid.
I'm not. God will protect me.
I will continue your experiment.
You will not stop, Starrick. Miss Thorne has already found another piece of Eden, more powerful than the last.
I will take that one too.
We fight to gain what we cannot take with us. It's in our nature.
That was far too close. I must find a way out.
Okay, this is the end of the first benchmark. I'm going to skip these cutscenes.
I know. You've only had a taste of our latest acquisition from Abstergo. But I want to check in on Sean and Rebecca. I still think attacking a Templar is a mistake. All they had to do was wait for you to search the data. Their little stunt has put the whole operation at risk. You need to synchronize Jacob and Evie's memories. Find something that puts us ahead of the enemy. Time is of the essence, and lives are now clearly on the line. Good luck.
Okay, the London mission has loaded, so I'm starting the benchmark.
Churning seas of London.
The cinematic is
Just the way Father described.
time, so I'm going to
Now,
let it
to
play.
and formulate a plan of attack against the Templars.
Is Mr. Green again?
The assassin watching over London? Did you not listen the first 3 times?
The frame rate has dropped a lot,
Oi, watch it.
even in the beginning
pardon,
of
sir.
the London mission.
Oi! Come back here, you filthy dipper!
Stop! What'd you do that for?
Fine, you little mobsman. Keep it.
Well, well. What do we have here? You're on our property.
Thank you in half!
Oh, why did he have to run?
Flank him!
Excellent. What else does London have to offer?
Now is not the time for tourism, Jacob. Now's the time to find Henry Green. I've always been the quicker climber, haven't I?
Not since we were 2.
Race you to the highest vantage point. You're going to lose again.
Not on my watch!
Where is Mr. Green's shop located? It was marked on Father's map.
2 assassins. Equal in height,
Cutscene is also real time,
one male,
so
2
it's
decades
a
old,
valid part of the
and
benchmark.
devilish smiles. You must be the Fry twins.
And you are?
Henry Green, at your service.
I was sorry to learn about your father's passing.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about Crawford Starrick?
I suppose the Council desires news.
London must be freed, to provide a better future for all of its citizens.
Well, thank goodness the Council saw reason and sent you to aid us.
Yes. Thank goodness.
Unfortunately, I am the bearer of bad news. Today, Starrick sits at the helm of the most sophisticated Templar infrastructure known in the Western world. Every class, every borough, the gangs, the industries. His reach extends all across London.
I've always thought of myself as a gang leader. Firm, but fair. Huh. Well, I have uniforms. And I'll unite a mix of disenfranchised outsiders under one name. That's it, Evie. We can rally them to our side.
Oh, like the way that you rallied those card players at the Oakbrook Tavern into the river.
Oh, that was different. They beat me at whist. I can see it now. We'll call ourselves the Rooks.
You were never good at chess either.
Have you got a better plan?
Find the piece of Eden.
Oh.
Well, let me show you the lay of the land. Shall we? This is the highest point in Whitechapel. Look at what Starrick has done to the city.
This is a video, so I don't
riddled.
need that.
Child labor, despite regulations. A gang known
But
as
I
the
haven't
Blighters
escaped it,
overruns the streets. And Templars manipulating behind the
We'll
scenes.
watch the benchmark chart
As in
a
all the
little
other
bit.
boroughs. We need to return
A
this
very
city to the
small,
people who built it in the...
portion of the benchmark anyway.
We will free London from Starrick.
We are back in
You have my word.
Am I Rooks?
Miss Fry, your passion is inspiring. Come. Let us return to my shop, and I can bring you up to date on the rest. Keep quiet. Kaylock's looking for me.
Who's Kaylock?
One of Starrick's gang leaders.
Why does he want you?
He's after some of my more arcane research into one of the precursor artifacts.
The piece of Eden.
So tell me about these Blighters.
In search of an army, Starrick gathered up the nastiest of the underworld. Some of the city's gangs tried to prevent it and were slaughtered for their efforts. Now, only Whitechapel's clinkers remain opposed, but they're no match for the Blighters.
Well, let's shine these clinkers up then, shall we? They're just the sort we're looking for.
You can't be serious.
Evie, they're ready to fight and oppose the Blighters. This is my chance to step in. Look out, London. Here come the Rooks.
Confound this city. No one looks where they're going.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Bloody Drood. I'll never finish it at this rate. Only Providence knows where those words are headed now. Well, I must get to work replacing them. Should you ever be in the mood for a tale or two, you can always find me where the ale is warm and tempers are hot. Ta-ta!
What an odd man.
That Mr. Fry was Charles Dickens. Knows everyone and everything in the city. If I were you, I would keep that connection in your back pocket. Kalux gang is nearby. They must not follow me back to my shop.
We'll take care of it.
Here, you might be able to use this.
Oh God, I hope so.
My carriage is nearby. Make use of it to throw them off my trail. I will meet you at the curio shop.
Steady on. We need to lead them away from green. Here comes trouble.
Their carriages are easily damaged. They lost all the day.
They've gone.
Now to return to Mr. Green.
Aye, aye, Captain.
You're relentless.
That relentlessness will see me become master when we finish this.
George would do nothing of the sort. Whatever's left of the Creed would perish under your control.
Harsh words, dear sister.
I do hope Mr. Green made it back safely.
Don't tell me you fancy the bloke already.
And what do you suggest?
Grand Theft Auto with
Information turns up dead.
Starrick can't be that hard to find. I say we turn the carriage round and go find him.
This is why you aren't in charge.
That's the way.
Okay, the benchmark has finished. Programs and see what they have recorded. CPU activity is very high, of course, very well threaded, thankfully. The benchmark results, we have 63 frames per second for the indoor section and 34 frames per second for the outdoors section. Not too bad. Let's see MSI Afterburner. This is a very long run, as you can see. Indoor section, good performance, good frame rate. And this is the outdoor section in London. Frame rate is around 30 frames per second. Frame times not too good, but it was quite playable. The GPU usage in the indoor section was very good. We had some CPU limits in the outdoor section. As you can see, the GPU usage could not max out. I will redo this benchmark on my Core i7-860 to see how these graphs will change. We see here the reason for the CPU limit in the outdoor section. The CPU is almost maxed out. Very good multi-threading, no complaints here. The CPU usage is very decent. RAM usage indoors 4 GB, outdoors 5.6. The CPU got a little hot, but it is okay. No problems. The GPU is also at very good temperature, 1.1. And let's see the video memory, 2.4 GB indoors, some spikes here, and 2.3 GB outdoors. The video RAM seems to be equally used. both indoors and outdoors. Let's close these guys. Let's open Flash first. So we have two sets of benchmarking. We're going to need this one first, frame times, which is the indoor section, average frame rate 63 frames per second. This is it. The graph of the render times, the graph of the frame rate, and the frame times variation. And also let's see the outdoors section, which was at 34 frames per second. We see that it is quite lower. The frame times are higher. Frame rate again. These are the video cutscenes, but the frame rate is around 30 frames per second or thereabout. And the frame rate, the frame times variation. And also let's see what FLA calculator can show us, so we can finish this video. The 7950 Q9550 Syndicate indoors. The indoors is this guy here. Next. We did have 63 frames per second, but the compared frame rate is at 49. The frame rate again, frame rate graph in the outdoors section, indoors, sorry. Time spent, let's set it to 16 milliseconds. It was very good indoors. As you can see, the vast majority of frame times are below 16 milliseconds. It was quite good, to tell you the truth. The rest of the graphs, frame times, variability, the average, not bad frame times. And of course we have here the pie, the donut of the frame times. Not too bad. Of course, what we really need to see is the outdoors section, which was the difficult part of this run, and this is the file we need. And you see here how things change. They go to 25 frames per second comparable frame rate. To tell you the truth, I did not feel that it was that bad. Let's see the graphs again. The frame rate quite lower than the indoors section. time spent. Let's go to the 16 millisecond graph. We see here that there is a considerable difference compared to the indoors section. There are a great many frame times that are above the 16.6 milliseconds. That's why the game was not equally smooth, but it was playable nonetheless. And the frame times again graphs, variability, average and comparable. Nice. And our tasty donut, variability, stuttering and the average. Okay, my friends, this is the end of this video. I hope you find it enlightening. Thank you very much for watching, and have a very beautiful morning or afternoon or night or whatever. Goodbye.